Hi, this is Archit. I'd like to present a Flutter project that I've been working over the last week. So the main reason or the main idea behind this project is about state management. So this project is available as Android web and Windows application. So this project has been adapted from roadmap.sh. Let me try to switch over to that. So this was a basic project structure that they outlined, and the core principle behind this was to actually build an application that focuses on state management in any framework. And I like to present this project as in terms of feature that I built. I decided to take it up a notch and implement some other functionalities such as dynamic coloring, some cool animations, and much more. So first things first, I like to disclose that this logo has been designed by ChatGPT. I really found it to be cool, but I had to manually redraw all of the icon using the pen tool in Figma because uh, I couldn't just use the image that I generated directly, so it did take a lot of time, but to redraw the logo. But I think it's really cool. So the first feature that I like to present is obviously state management. So let me just switch it over to that. So this is the basic state management that has been done. That as you switch over to that, wait. I think this should. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. So yeah, this has been the thing. So obviously, some basic state management. You press on the show answer and reveals the answer by flipping the card container, and that was the first feature that I want to present. The second feature was obviously the 3D transformation, the 3D container transformation. So an interesting fact behind this is that. So let me try to send. So yeah, and again the 3D transformation. So the thing I learned about from trying to achieve this effect is that since Flutter has its own rendering engine, and it has complete control over the UI. Like you can literally have full precise control over down to a single pixel, which I found which I find is an amazing perk or strength of Flutter that can really achieve a lot of cool effects. And as I was just digging around the documentation and the official YouTube tutorials, I really found that there were some other cool animation that you can achieve with Flutter. And again, it's really just a single uh, widget invocation to achieve that, which is super sweet. And let's switch over to the third feature. So adaptive responsive design. So these are the actual screenshots that I took from the Android build and the web application. So the width of the so the width of the application has been set to roughly around 5 to 600, and that's the reason why it uh, settles or at least it gets fixated uh, on devices on large width devices to roughly around 600 pixels, and that was achieved using the layer builder. And for and this is just a presentation that since so in the previous image I presented it for the Android and web. I decided to paste in a screenshot of the Windows build itself. You can easily see from the name and the title at the top left. So the fourth feature was a dynamic coloring, and this is what really adds the personality to the application. So what this does is that since one of the strengths of Material Design 3 was a personalization using your device's wallpaper, and it does that. It literally picks color from your device's wallpaper, and this functionality wasn't available on the web. And that's why if you try to use the web version, you will see the fallback to the yellow color that is for uh, the application type. Sorry, that was for the yellow color. And again, I think this was my personal favorite one that that the application really adapts to you, which really has a touch of personalization. And for final feature is these basic CI/CD pipeline that I was able to put in, and taking it from localhost to the internet was one of the best learning experiences. And let me just try to show you how I did it. So yeah, so let me just switch over to that. So again, I did end up adding to dedicated GitHub workflows. I decided to keep everything separate. So that's the reason why I have three different YAML files. And I was able to also make use of GitHub releases and the GitHub pages, obviously. So you can really find the APK, the zip file, which is downloadable, and you can try it out if you like. So that was all from my side for this project. And this project was really the capstone for beginner projects on the roadmap.sh. So I'm keen to try out, I'm keen to definitely build the intermediate project in series, and I'm definitely excited for